Hi, this is Matt Feevold, the Integrated Solutions Manager for Kcnielsen. I'm based out of the Harcourt location. I'd much rather be talking to people instead of a video camera right now, but COVID has hit us all, so I got a few talking points for the AMS portion of the clinic. So first things first, I'm going to talk about the Starfire Itc Receiver. The quickest way to tell if it's a ITC or 3000 or 6000 is it says Starfire and it'll have the ITC or 3000 or 6000. So as you may have heard, the ITC will no longer work with AutoTrack starting on January 1st, 2021. It'll still work for AutoTrack up until the end of this year, so you can still use it for AutoTrack up until December 31st, 2020. At the end of the year, next year, it'll only work for mapping and section control if you want to do that. If you're loyal to your brown box display for AutoTrack, you need for next year in 2021, you'll have to have either a 3000 or you'll have to have a 3000 receiver. Like I said, again, the easiest way to tell what receiver it is, you'll say Starfire and then 3000. So you have to have a 3000 to pair with that brown box. The Starfire 6000 is not compatible with the brown box. So if you have a brown box and you're loyal to it, make sure you get yourself a Starfire 3000. Also in starting, it'll be by the second week of August, there'll be a software update for the 3000 and 6000 receivers. This is a mandatory update that needs to be done before you use your Starfire 3000 or Starfire 6000 receivers in 2021. And it has to do with the changes of the satellites, and the software update has to be done for it to work next year. If you don't update the software, your receiver will bring in a WAS signal, which John Deere cannot auto-track on, and then you'll have to do the update to make it work with SF1, SF3, or RTK. Several of you guys have been calling me with getting emails from John Deere as far as terms and conditions, and those need to be accepted as soon as possible. How you would go to accept those terms and conditions on those updates for those is you log into myjohndeere.com, and then you go to either Operations Center or JD Link, and then the first page that pops up will be the terms and conditions page. You just you agree to all the new terms and conditions. It'll ask you to update your address, your phone number, your email address, and any partnerships that you might have. And this needs to be done soon, because if you don't do it, then we will lose certain features. Like one is connected support tools like remote display access, which is very handy for people like myself, and then also expert alerts. Two other things that are going to lose functionality is data cannot be moved in or out via API or similar permissions. And then sharing of existing data to partners will end also. So please get those updated as soon as possible. If you got any questions, please contact your local AMS specialist. When you're testing out your combine by your shop or at your farm, make sure to change the field name to test. The reason why is because if you happen to have like your South 160 field typed in, when you put your header down and the separator is engaged, it'll record a spot at your shop, and then your South 160 field might be 5 miles away, and on your map it's going to look very weird. And so to prevent that, whenever you're doing anything at the shop to test things out, change the name to test. Same thing goes for sprayers and planters, anything like that. Change the field name to something generic so that you don't mess up your good field names. Another important thing for harvest is record stop height. We do get a lot of questions about this, and the last 2 years we've had a lot of issues with the mud. So the record stop height is basically the angle of the feeder house. So 100% is all the way up, the feeder house is raised all the way up. 0% is all the way down. And you want it set at about 70%, and then you hit the record button, and then save it when it gets close to between 65 and 75%. 70% is a good number, but the last 2 years with the mud, seems like the wheels sunk down the ground further, and people had to have a slightly higher record stop height. So hopefully that doesn't happen to us. Hopefully we get some rain here soon and not when we're in the field. But make sure that record stop height is set at about 70. And you got to have that done for both corn and soybeans. Have some people that get it done for one crop but not the other. So make sure you get that done. If you don't get that set, you got to set too low. Say you got to set at like 45%. What'll happen is you'll get an error saying the harvesting while recording is off, and then it won't be painted in a blue picture for you, and you're going to call. So go ahead and set the record stop height. You can do it now before you even go to the field. That's all I have. If you have any questions, contact your local AMS specialist, and hopefully everybody has a good, safe harvest.